Well guys, here is a brand new Age of History 2 After X report. It's the third one I've ever done, and it's been like over a year since I've last done one, as I haven't really played the game much in the last year or so because it got really annoying and all that. I had a lot of problems with the game. And of course the last few months, of course, I've been playing Age of History 3, which has been so much better than the second game that I felt like this game was like irrelevant and crappy now. But I decided last month to try it out again. And I played Kukuchi, which is one of the Japanese daimyo down here. So yeah, I was playing as Japan and such. So yeah, I tried out a new strategy that somewhat worked out at first. I eventually took over all of Kyushu, Okinawa, and took over parts of Japan and all that. I actually took over all of, I made like a North-South Korea with Horde up here, because Korea was like the world power around here, and they were actually beat up Ming and all that. And they started taking over parts of Japan. I was like, no way, and we cooked them. Eventually I took over all of Japan, and I actually formed Japan. And it was modern day Japan, so it was a democracy and all that, and I was like, nah, I don't want that. So, and I couldn't go back to a monarchy for some reason, even though I had the money to do it, I had all the tech to do it and such, but it wouldn't let me do it. But I knew a workaround, because by this point I had all of Korea under my control. I was able to form the Japanese Empire, which is how I got the flag here. And I was able to be fascist for a while, and until recently I went to monarchy again. But playing as Japan, I was like, you know, I've already done that 2 times on this game. I don't want to play as Japan. So I renamed the country as Kukuchi Empire, which is the name of the province down here, or at least who I played as originally. And yeah, I expanded a lot and such. I took almost all the Kiri Islands over, Sakhalin. Recently, like the last few decades, I took over parts of Manchuria and this part of Russia and such from Chagatai. I eventually allied Ming after we revived them, and Pegu down here. Eventually, I betrayed them and attacked them and made them into my vassals. I took over all this from Pegu, and I took over the rest of Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Hainan. And for some reason, Ming had parts of Australia down here, so I took them over. Well, speaking of which, I colonized almost the entire Pacific, as you can see. Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, all under my control and such. I tried a new strategy to do ultimatums on vassals and such in other countries, and it worked out really well. Need to try it more, but I would like to know the threshold of when is it valid or not, because that's really annoying. And then the final conquest, of course, was out here in India, as I was facing off countries that were fighting with Pegu when I attacked them. I took over all of Sri Lanka. I took over all of southern India. I didn't want to keep this though, but I couldn't release them to the country I wanted to release them to because they somehow still exist in the game, which I have no idea how, because the game said this is the only provinces, but it wouldn't let me release them. So I said, screw it, I didn't bother with that. And for some reason, I don't know why, I have territory down here in Africa for like back since like the 1600s, and I just kept forgetting about it. I didn't even pay attention to it. I remember one war I fought, I lost. I was like, oh well, no, I'll lose it forever. And I just straight up just fought, I lost it forever. I never paid attention to this territory whatsoever. Absolutely wild and such. So yeah, guys, that is my Kukuchi Empire playthrough. As it was nice. Oh yeah, I made Kamchata's up here, my vassal, and I made a country up here, Saki Island, and I eventually colonized these tier areas randomly, I don't know how, and I gave them to them as well. So yeah, that is the extent of the Kukuchi Empire. Alright, so hope you all enjoyed, and now to go see the final map and all that, the progress throughout the centuries.